Hello YouTube, I hope everyone is doing absolutely fantastic. It's Califax here and I'm back with another Forex weekly outlook. So it's a new month, so I just figured I had to, just bring the first breakdown of the month of June. I hope you guys had a very nice month of May. For me, it was a good month, solid month. Just keeping the consistency, right? I know for a lot of people, even for myself, the major pairs haven't been, very good lately. But, it's something that is very common in the markets, okay? So I believe that the month of June is going to be very, very nice. And yeah, that's it, guys. So without further ado, let's not waste too much time. Let's look at Euro USD. We're gonna start quickly from the weekly time frame. Let's understand overall what is it that we're looking for on Euro USD based on the higher time frame intention. So price came to a monthly supply zone. Price then Euro USD then gave us a weekly change of character to the downside. Then it pulled back to a supply zone. We can see that the supply zone was very respected, and then price started to push to the downside. So now we're seeing price actually is making its way all the way down to the weekly previous low. That's exactly what we want to see. Now we want to see what's going on within this weekly range, right? This is our range high and this is range low. We want to understand what's going on within this range. So let's just drop down to the daily time frame. So we come to the daily time frame, we can see a very, very clear structure that we had the high, the low, the high, and then price made a low. So we have the change of character, mitigation, second break of structure, price comes into this daily supply zone. This is actually the whole daily supply zone, but I ended up refining on the 4 hour. So once price comes to my daily time frame, you guys already know I like to drop down to 4 hour, and I want to see the 4 hour change of character. But in this scenario, what happened is that I ended up refining this daily supply zone on the 4 hour. So if you drop down, for example, to 4 hour time frame, we can see that we have this nice candle right here on the 4 hour, which is the last up candle before the down move. So price actually tapped that 4 hour. So once I saw this, I said, okay, let me drop down to 1 hour or M30, right? That's all I need. I want to see that shift on the medium time frame. So we can see that price actually ended up taking this previous high right here, swept liquidity, and then we have a change of character, a major change of character. So price just came to the extremity, right, of this high, because actually this had swept liquidity right here and then created the change of character. Price taps and starts to push down. So what I'm going to be looking for is, now that I see that price has respected this M30 supply zone, I'm going to be waiting for a lower time frame opportunity to sell, right? So for example, we can drop down to M15 real quick, and for some people, for example, we can wait to see, for example, we can see this minor change of character right here on M15, and then we have this supply zone right here. So that's what I will be looking for. I will be looking to see price coming into this supply zone, and then I'm going to drop to lower time frames such as M5, M2, M3, or M1, wait for change of character, and then we sell all the way down, right? So we can see that we have all the conference, the high time frame from daily, 4 hour, medium time frame, everything is bearish. So once price comes to this supply zone, we want to be looking for sales, okay? So that's it for Euro USD. Let's move to the next pair. Aussie dollar is our next pair. We're going to look at it from the weekly time frame as well, and we can see this very nice bearish order flow right here, and we can see price had broken structure to the downside, came back to mitigate, and then we're seeing price just making its way all the way down. We're actually expecting to see price coming to take out this weekly previous low right here. So we drop down to the daily time frame. We want to understand what's going on the daily, and we can see a very nice change of character that we had right here. Price came into this zone right here, this nice pullback before this strong push that went on to take the previous low right here. So price now is reacting at this daily supply zone. We have to drop down to hourly time frame, right, which is the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, price actually ended up giving us a nice change of character right here. We can see that when price tapped into that zone, we had this high, then this decisional low, then this high, then we have this low, price failed to create a high, failed to break the previous high. So this is high reluctancy, and then boom, price makes its way all the way down. So we have a shift right here in structure with this change of character, and then price comes into this supply zone right here, right? And we can see the reaction, the current reaction up to this point. Price, I wanted to see price closing below, but price failed to close below the 4-hour previous low. So for me, something right here, this can be a sign that maybe price is trying to come into this supply zone right here. Okay, the fact that it went all the way down and it didn't close below this 4-hour previous low, maybe price is trying to come up into this zone. So I'm gonna be looking to see what's gonna be the reaction at this zone right here. So price comes back into this, yeah, exactly, right? Price failed to close below, because if price didn't come all the way down, I could still try to see that price actually came into this zone right here, and then maybe we'll start to drop. But the fact that it went down but it failed to close, maybe price is trying to come up into this zone, and then we have that sell to the downside. So I'm gonna be monitoring carefully for the reactions at this particular area right here. So that's it for the dollar. Let's move to the next pair. So our next pair is GU. We're also gonna look at it from the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, I mean, it's pretty clear what's going on. Everything is bearish right here. Price actually had tapped a monthly supply zone, gave us the weekly change of character, came to the weekly supply zone. So we dropped down now to daily time frame, right? So we can see that we had that major daily change of character within a weekly supply zone. So you guys can see that why it's important to wait for all these conferences to show up, right? So we have this nice daily change of character to the downside. Price comes into this weekly. This actually is the daily zone, but I ended up refining, I mean, so much on the 4-hour, because price actually ended up coming to the extremity right there. But this is still a daily supply zone, so I would love to see at least an hourly change of character. So if I come, for example, to 1 hour time frame, we can see something interesting that happened is that once price had tapped that daily supply zone, we can see that we had this nice change of character, which is a break, and then price came back to mitigate this zone. We have a second break of structure right here to the downside, and then we have this whole zone right here, the last up candle before the down move, and then we can see this nice reaction right here. So I'm gonna be looking for selling opportunities on the lower time frame, you know, and target this hourly previous low, right? So that's it. So if you, for example, decided to enter just off the medium time frame, this would have been the ideal entry. You could set the limit order here, stop loss above, and then target this previous low right here. So that's it for GU. Everything is bearish on the high time frame, medium time frame, lower time frame. We want to look for sales. So let's go to the next pair. Our next pair is New Zealand dollar. We're also going to look at it from the weekly time frame. Everything is very, very clear with Aussie dollar. The intention is absolutely bearish. We have a break, mitigation, second break, mitigation. Price is making its way towards this weekly previous low right here. That's what we want to see eventually price coming to. So let's understand what's going on within that weekly range. We can see this nice daily bearish chain right here, that we had a break of structure, mitigation of this supply zone, and then we have another break of structure. Price comes into this last up candle before the down move. We can see the momentum that kicked in right here to take out this previous low. So price taps this daily. So you guys know, once price comes to a daily supply zone, we want to wait for an hourly change of character at least. So if we go, for example, to 2 hours time frame, even the 1 hour, I believe 1 hour is clear, much clear. Absolutely. So we can see that we had this high, then this low before price made this high, then huge change of character. We can see price coming into that supply zone. We can see the reaction here. Once price came, immediately started to push down. So I'm gonna be looking for sales on the lower time frame, targeting this previous low to just maintain the overall bearish order flow, right? It's simple like that. High time frame, weekly bearish, daily bearish, hourly is bearish. So on the lower time frames, we want to be looking for sales, right? So that's it for New Zealand dollar. Let's move to the next pair. Our next pair is USD CAD. USD CAD, we can start from the daily. I think the daily is very, very clear. We don't need the weekly. It's basically the same thing. But on the daily, we can see that we had this nice change of character, mitigation, second break of structure. Price comes into this daily supply zone right here. So we expected to see price coming eventually to take out all this, trend line liquidity that we're seeing here. We can see the price was making its way up into the supply zone, respected the supply zone. Now we're seeing price coming down. So, and we have a ton of liquidity sitting below. So that's what I want to see. We can see the momentum kicking in right here. So price comes to a daily supply zone. What do we do next? We drop down to 4 hour. We want to see that bearish order flow shift, right? So once price came into that daily supply zone, we can see we had the high, the low, the high. So we change of character, mitigation, second break, mitigation, third break of structure, mitigation. And then we can see that once price came into the 4 hour, I actually sent this on the free Telegram group when price had broken up to this point. So anyone that had a limit here, it's a very, very good, good setup right there. And we can see the price is making its way all the way down to this 4 hour previous low, right? So that's what I want to see. I actually didn't manage to get a trade right here, but what I'm looking for is to see price continue to take out the previous low. I may actually catch something on the lower time frame here just to write the 4 hour body closure, and then we're gonna continue to look for sales, right? USD CAD is absolutely bearish, so we need to follow the momentum and the intention of the overall high time frame intention. Okay, so that's it for USD CAD. Let's move to the last pair. So our last pair, as always, is going to be gold. Gold. Let's look at the weekly. Gold is on a huge bullish run. It's like a non-stop bulls. We never know when gold is gonna finally pull back for real. But we can see that gold is very, very strong over the dollar. We can see we had a break, then mitigation when price swept all this liquidity right here, tapped the demand zone and started to push immediately to the upside. So we have a ton of imbalance sitting below. On gold, what I'm looking for eventually is to start to see a huge correction, right? To correct this imbalance, eventually tap this demand zone, and then we have that continuation. But if price is not really stopping, we can't just predict the pullbacks, right? We have to follow what price is telling us at the moment. So this is the weekly. Let's drop down, for example, to 4 hour time frame. Or let me use the 8 hours just to filter the complexities right there on the time frames. So if we look at the 8 hour time frame, we can see that overall the structure is bearish. It's bullish. I'm sorry. So we can see we had this nice break of structure right here. So that was the break of structure. This was when price actually came back to mitigate this demand zone. So we had a break, mitigation, second break of structure. Price is now with this demand zone. So if price, if up to this point price is still bullish, we need to be looking for buys, right? So there is no reason to look for sales yet. In order for me to look for sales, I need to see price eventually taking out this low and then continue to push to the downside. So up to this point, price tapped the demand zone. This is an hourly, so I would love to see at least 1 hour. If I come to 1 hour time frame, I would love to see a change of character, right? Price already made a new low with this push, so we have this high. Eventually, I'm gonna have to see price coming up to take out the high, and then we can continue to buy all the way to the upside. Okay, so that's it, guys, for the weekly outlook for the new month of June. I hope you guys have an absolutely banger. And guys, don't forget, actually we have the 30% discount on the lifetime and yearly membership. So if you're very interested, feel free to reach out. My content is on the description box below. Let's hit the like button, guys. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace.